Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Capcom Arcade Second Stadium, running on Nintendo Switch. And we are going to very briefly cover Night Warriors. That's the next game. This game also appears on the Capcom Fighting Collection, so this is a bit of a double dip on Capcom's part. Thankfully tomorrow we'll look at Street Fighter Alpha, which is one of the few games that isn't on another collection. But yeah, let's take a little look at Night Warriors. This is largely the same as the one that it was on the Capcom Fighting Game Collection as well. I mean, the emulator is the same. Why they didn't do the last game, Vampire Savior or Night Warriors Vampire Savior 2? I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it's Darkstalkers and Night Warriors. But regardless, this is one of the best games, one of the best fighting games that Capcom has ever produced. And again, it was that time when Capcom was producing, highly animated 2D fighting games. Not built with any 3D. On the the very versatile CPS2 motherboard. Our settings there. Good flashing screen for anybody to have a seizure with. But again, these are arcade games, so probably they weren't thinking too much of folks with accessibility issues. You're going to an arcade anyway. This is also one of my favorite games as well. But again, I would rather be playing, Vampire Savior 2, which I think was the last game in this series. Alright, so we got new characters too. Expanded roster. And again, we played, all the way through this with Capcom Fighting Game Collection. So I'll play as long as I can. It's been a long time since I played these games. Everybody has their favorite characters that they play with. I do like Morrigan the most, but that's because she is, aping the Shotokan, style from Street Fighter 2, or at least the closest you can come to it. Which is kind of interesting. Unfortunately, they made John Talbot the worst again. Really did an improvement in the sequel. Top tier players, it can be very, very difficult to play to be successful against top tier players of Vincent or Morgan or pretty much anybody else, really. I do like his moveset and the design. But yeah, I just think they couldn't really balance it out very well. Should I even play again? I mean, it runs really well. I mean, if you didn't buy the Capcom fighting game collection, then obviously this would be more valuable to you. But I really do think a lot of folks who purchase these kind of collections would purchase all the collections, especially if you're interested in fighting games. That would have been something that you would have done. At least I think you would have. But well, I mean, I can't complain too much about it. It just seems that, a real shame that repeat titles appear when we could be getting lots of other Capcom gems from this era of gaming. It's been a long time since I played this. I do not remember any of my old combos. I'm not trying to play with Cinco that much, but he is kind of a fun character. I think this is when the AAR starts really cheating, so I'll probably lose this one, I would guess. Still good times. I think I think anybody who's into fighting games could easily get into this game and this series of games. And I'm glad that they're available to play again, especially for folks who who are maybe a little younger and never got to experience the arcade. The way us Gen Xers and older Gen Yers got to. So yeah, definitely. Again, I don't know how valuable this is with this already being on another Capcom collection, especially since the collections weren't too far apart from each other. But if you didn't get the fighting game collection, then yeah, this would be something I think that you'd play a lot of. My personal preference would have been, Vampire Knight 2, but for whatever reason, that just wasn't in the cards for this collection. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you at the next stream.